Good day and God bless you. Welcome to the Bible reading in chronological order. Just such a privilege to have you with us. We thank the Lord for each of you. We thank you for joining and for participating with us in this venture to go through the Word of the Lord together and even just get some overview and some context around the reading of the Word that we will be going through today. Today we're busy in the book of Obadiah, and we're going to be going through the book of Obadiah and then also Psalm chapters 82 and 83. So when we look at the book of Obadiah and we go through the overview a little bit, we see that it was written by the prophet Obadiah in approximately the year 587 BC. And this book focuses on the ancient feud between Edom and Israel, Esau and Jacob. The name Obadiah means worshipper of the Lord or servant of the Lord. Thus, this book is a vision to the worshipper of God about the destruction of a nation called Edom. Now, we've gone through the feud between Jacob and Esau quite a bit, quite at length, and so I'm not going to tap into that now again. I'm just going to look at this book and what is being prophesied for the land of Edom. So, although this is the shortest book of the Old Testament, the prophecy speaks about the destruction of Edom and tells us that the reason for this punishment is because Edom refused passage to Israel, which we find in Numbers chapter 20, and that they rejoiced over the capture of Jerusalem and even acted as mercenaries during the time of the siege. Now, the book gives more detail than this and promises the doom of Edom because of their pride in exalting themselves and also for their wrongdoings against Jacob. It then speaks about the deliverance of the chosen people of God. Now, this book is so short and it is very blunt and to the point because of this reason. But when you look at the context of Petra and the acts of the Edomites during the siege of Judah, the book is very easily understood then. Now, let's take a quick look at the city of Edom. The city of Edom, which was called Selah and later called the city of Petra, was a fortress that seemed almost impenetrable. Teman, which was a city in Edom, was considered as the town of wisdom in its day, and the prophet makes reference to this in this book. We can even think about Eliphaz the Temanite, who counseled Job, who, although in that instance was very far from the truth, was considered a very wise man. I guess he would have had to have been to be friends with Job in that way. But please, if you can, just do some research on how the city of Edom was destroyed, how it was taken over. You'll find that they were very much at ease because they thought that their city was impenetrable. They were very wise. They had a full irrigation system. They had the water moving through the mountains in such a wonderful way. And it was a very advanced civilization for the time. And when you look at it, because of that, because they were so smart, because they relied so much on themselves and in their own wisdom, this actually became their downfall, and this is why they were taken over. But please do some research on that. You'll find it very interesting, no doubt. So as you go through the book of Obadiah, very short, as I said, but you'll just very easily see all of these patterns and things emerge, and you'll very easily understand it knowing the context now. Then we get to Psalm chapter 82, and in the psalm the writer calls out the judges that have done wickedly and unjustly, and then exhorts them to do rightly, and then prays to the Lord, the righteous judge, to judge the earth. And then we go to Psalm chapter 83, and this is a psalm of prayer against those who oppress the children of God. And he asks for the Lord to reveal himself in his judgment to those who will not fear the name of the Lord. And this is where we're going to close it for today. I pray that the Lord would bless you and keep you. May his face shine upon you. May he give you peace. God bless you as you enjoy the reading of the word today.
Obadiah. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, Who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, And though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound unto thee. There is none understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou wast as one of them. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger, neither shouldst thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction, neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness. And the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau a stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau, and they of the plain the Philistines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead. And the captivity of this host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto Zarephath. And the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Sepharad, shall possess the cities of the south. And the Saviors shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's. The end of Obadiah. Psalm 82. God standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judgeth among the gods. How long will ye judge unjustly, and accept the persons of the wicked? Selah. Defend the poor and fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and needy. Deliver the poor and needy. Rid them out of the hand of the wicked. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. But ye shall die like men, and fall like one of the princes. Arise, O God, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. Psalm 83. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre, Asser also is joined with them. They've holpen the children of Lot. Selah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and like Zeb, yea, all their princes as Zebah and as Zalmunna, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. O my God, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind. As the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire, so persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Lord. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Jehovah, art the most high over all the earth.